Bronze Star. Now, the Bronze Star is an award that's presented for significant display of courage and commitment to an ideal that we've got in the way we fight aggressively on the battlefield. It doesn't go to very many. At the time that Monte earned the award, they didn't do a citation. Today we have a whole write-up and a citation, but at the time they did not. So we don't have a citation to read, but what I'd like to do is take this time right now and pin it on you, and for just like that. Thank you very much. I wish you could do it again the way in which they can get you on.
Yeah.
Congratulations. There are a number of other ones too, and just to talk briefly about some of them. There's of course, the Bronze Star is the most significant of which, but there's also the Purple Heart and the Combat Infantryman's Badge that's presented to infantrymen who have fought in combat. And in order to get the Combat Infantryman's Badge, you don't just show up; you have to get shot at. So, and of course, we know you did. So I'd like to point that one out too as well. So with that, I'd like to give Monte an opportunity to say a few words.
All right. I see Colonel Hayes has the cross rifles there, which I wore also. I would like to thank Congressman Meehan, Mr. Andrew Corbett, and your entire staff for arranging this fine presentation for me. I thank Colonel Hayes and Major Schrank for making a long journey to present this medal to me today. To give you a brief background of my military history, September 1944, I was 18 years of age, and I was sent to New Cumberland, and from New Cumberland down to Fort McClellan, Alabama, for basic training. January 1945, I completed my training. I had a 10-day delay en route, which was like a furlough, and to report to Fort Ord, California. From Fort Ord, California, we were transferred to Seattle, Washington, Fort Lewis. And of course, that was known as the Port of Embarkation at that time. There's an abbreviation that we had used in the Army. I don't want to use the actual abbreviation because of the folks that are here.
You tell us later.
And in other words, what it related to, you're up there, you're the one, and you have to go. That's it, you know. So we left Seattle and headed for Hawaii. And of course, when we arrived in Hawaii, we underwent jungle training. Also, how to exit the ship using the rope ladders and so forth. And then we shipped out from Hawaii. We didn't know our destination at that time. Of course, that was a secret, except to a few people. On our trip, we stopped at the Mariana Islands. And from there, we proceeded to Okinawa. I arrived there May 1, 1945. I joined Company C, 32nd Infantry, 7th Infantry Division, was with them until May 29th. There was much shelling. I think a newspaper clipping said something like 1,750,000 shells were rained upon Okinawa. As a serviceman, you could hear them over your head. I'm sure Colonel and Major have witnessed that. I was wounded on May 29th, 1945, due to a shell that landed adjacent to our mortar section. Several men were wounded, including myself. We were taken to an aid station. From the aid station, we were evacuated by air to the 111th Fleet Hospital on Guam. On Guam, the doctors taking care of me, they said, "You're a lucky fellow." I had a shrapnel that came right in here. And he said, "A few more inches and you might have been, I mightn't be standing here today." After treatment, I was returned to Okinawa, the 7th Infantry Division. From that point on, I became attached to the Quartermaster Corps of the division. I'm sorry, I want to correct my statement. Upon my return, we were gliding an airfield or an airstrip on Okinawa, and this was August, and all of a sudden we have tracers going all over the place. We thought we were being attacked. Actually, it was August 15th, 1945. The Japanese had surrendered. After that, my military career, I was transferred to the Quartermaster Corps, the 7th Infantry, the 7th Division. We proceeded to Korea to relieve the Japanese and take over the southern portion of South Korea. And that's where I completed most of the rest of my tour of duty until I came home on the SSC Star and arrived in Oakland, California, the Army base, Oakland, California. And from there, we were sent to Fort George Meade for discharge. My discharge took place November 1, 1946. And that's a brief synopsis of my military experience. Again, I wish to Colonel Hayes and Major Schrank, also Senator, for this wonderful presentation today. Also, Mr. Andrew Corbett. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you all. Thank you, Marty. What a tremendous story. As I said, 67 years later, we're getting a chance to say thank you. Now, I listened to that long litany, and there were certainly a number of elements to it, not the least of which was the landing in Okinawa. But I appreciate that there was a 10-day gap where you had that free time before you reported to Fort Ord. And as they say in the Army, what happens at Fort Ord stays at Fort Ord. So we'll leave it that way. But once again, thank you so much for all of your service.
The other thing I want to mention is, I guess I must say I've been very blessed with longevity. longevity. I have